but the runners will likely have to dodge raindrops and splash through puddles for 26 miles. John Burnett is here with your marathon forecast. JB.
Yeah, as I've been saying all afternoon and evening, Paul, you're going to see a lot of garbage bags on the racetrack tomorrow. You know those plastic bags that you can cut a hole in and pull over your head and protect the rest of your body? You'll also see a lot of those plastic throwaway ponchos. It's going to be a soggy day, not unlike this evening. Of course, the Pirates were able to get their game in, so I guess we're going to do that marathon come rain or shine. You can see we've got moderate to heavy showers just to our west, not picking up any lightning strikes as we check the lightning counter. Nothing out there at the moment, but there could be, especially tomorrow afternoon after the race. That's not to say that there isn't a chance, and there is about a 10% chance of an isolated thunderstorm during the race itself, but most of the activity should develop after 3 p.m., which is good news for the runners, because if there is lightning on the course, they will stop that race. Meanwhile, here's what's going on around us locally. We've got 56 degrees out there. It's a mild night, and the good news for the race and the runners tomorrow, myself included, is that the temperatures are going to be moderate, starting out in the mid-50s, topping out only in the upper 60s to around 70 by the end of the race. So it should be a fairly comfortable day, albeit a wet one. Light rain now with winds out of the east-southeast at 10 miles an hour. Showers, patchy fog, mild temps overnight tonight. Again, storms possible tomorrow, but mainly after 3 p.m. Lows tonight, low to mid-50s. Highs tomorrow after the race, I'm talking 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, will be in the low 70s. More on that in my full 5-day forecast, which does cool down, Paul. I'll tell you if it dries up in just a few.
All right, John. Now, rain is the least of the problems for one runner this year. Jeff Whitmore collapsed just steps from the finish line last year. He stopped breathing, had no pulse. Within minutes, paramedics saved his life. Now, 1 year later, he's finishing what he started. Bob Ellen spoke with him this afternoon.
26-year-old Jeff Whitmore is the last person you would expect to see at the convention center picking up his race package to run in the half marathon tomorrow. He's back in Pittsburgh ready to compete 1 year after he collapsed from a cardiac arrest in the Dick's Sporting Goods Pittsburgh Marathon.
Heart stopped, pulse stopped, breathing stopped, and was basically dead for a few moments.
Paramedics managed to bring Jeff back after he died for a few minutes. He woke up 3 days later.
Fortunately, hopefully for no other reason than I just don't remember the day. I did not see any sort of light or anything.
Jeff says he had no pre-existing conditions. So what would cause a man so young to collapse from cardiac arrest?
Best explanation, I think, right now is kind of combination of dehydration, bad luck, low electrolyte count, and on a hot day.
Since then, his cardiologist has given him permission to run again. Last year, Jeff collapsed about 100 yards from the finish line. He's only running in the 13.1-mile half marathon. He's not trying to win or break any records, but why run again?
Wanted to continue running and also kind of come finish some unfinished business in a way, across the finish line this year and enjoy a race day, post-race beer.
Obviously, Jeff feels extremely blessed and fortunate. Since then, doctors put an implantable cardioverter defibrillator in his chest just in case. Jeff Whitmore makes it clear he's running in the Dick's Sporting Goods Pittsburgh Marathon for more than personal reasons. Already, he's raised close to $4,000 for the American Heart Association. Bob Allen, Kdka TV News.
Now, some doctors will be running in the marathon. They'll be placed along the route to help with any emergencies. A field hospital also set up at the finish line, stocked with water, Gatorade, bananas, cots, tubs filled with ice water. Dozens of doctors will be on duty.
And we have our sports medicine specialists doing their thing. We have our emergency medicine specialists doing their thing. We have nurses, we have paramedics and EMTs. So it's a lot of fun, and we know we're helping the runners.
And about 50 members of the ski patrol are volunteering for the race. 27 portable defibrillators spread along the race route for tomorrow. It's been a full weekend of marathon activities. Hundreds taking part in Pittsburgh 5K this morning. They ran along the North Shore, crossed several bridges, then sprinted across the marathon's official finish line downtown. And it's not just for adults. 6,400 kids ran a 1-mile race this morning. Started at the North Shore, ended at the marathon finish line downtown. Getting around town is going to be difficult tomorrow during the marathon. Plenty of road closures. Boulevard of the Allies between Wood Street and Stanwyck, it's already shut down tonight. And in just a few hours, barricades will start going up along the race route. Streets throughout the North Shore and downtown will close during the race. New at 11, a youth baseball league raising money in honor of a family killed in a house fire in Bellevue earlier this month. 5 members of the Lash family died from smoke inhalation. Kids playing for Maita in Bellevue and Avalon dedicating their last games of the season to the Lash family.
We can't imagine what they went through, but we could do our part to at least make sure that they're not forgotten.
It's amazing that everybody wants to pull together and do all these, memorials for them and different tributes, and it just means a lot.
They say they'll use the money to help families in need. Investigators still trying to determine what caused a gas pipeline explosion in Westmoreland County. Ross Kdka reports on why it's difficult to find the cause.
It's been more than 24 hours since a 30-inch gas line exploded here in Salem Township, destroying one home and causing damage to several others. There have been some changes, but one thing you don't notice anymore is the smell of burnt plastic, wood, and anything else that was near this incredible inferno. But there is one thing that definitely remains the same. The situation here still remains tenuous at best.
The image is unforgettable. A massive, roaring ball of fire fueled by a ruptured major gas line in what was a peaceful Westmoreland County farm pasture. Today, no flames were apparent, but genuine concerns remain.
We still have a potentially dangerous situation down there.
Security officers are posted near the blast site to prevent people from getting too close to a situation emergency management officials admit they still can't approach.
We're basically at the same point we were yesterday. We still have gas in the line. It's going to take a while to draw the gas down.
In addition to the compromised 30-inch main, several others roughly the same size run parallel to the one destroyed. Spectra Energy officials were on scene today, assessing the damage. Some of it up to 1/2 of a mile away from the point of ignition.
We're here to help in any way we can with all this affected. I will say this, there's claims adjusters on site today, meeting with homeowners.
Route 819 will remain closed for several days. Finding out what caused this destruction will likely take longer.
The name of the individual who suffered the burns as a result of this explosion remains at Mercy Hospital in their burn unit. His condition and name not being released. Salem Township, Westmoreland County, Ross Kdka, Kdka TV News.
Just in, Penguins even up the series, beating the Washington Capitals 2-1 in D.C. tonight. Josh Taylor here to show us how they got it done. What a series, Josh.
It's been a great series, Paul, and right now the Penguins are going to come back to Pittsburgh with a tied series at 1-1, and it took a late goal to seal it tonight from the Pens. Let's take a look at how it happened. Here it is, about 4.5 minutes left in the third period. One of those classic signature possession-driven series that Mike Sullivan's team's been famous for. Evgeny Malkin centers it to the middle. Eric Fair deflects it in, and that's your game winner. Fairzy is the one that chips it in a strong defensive effort in the final 2 minutes of this game, and the Penguins seal it 2-1. And now this series is tied at 1 game apiece. We'll have highlights coming up in sports. Back to you, Paul.
Body found floating in one of Pittsburgh's rivers today. What police are saying about it tonight. April showers bring May flowers, how one community group's preparing for full bloom. And it's the time of year when violent weather can strike. People in Oklahoma know before anyone else when it's going to happen. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Rosella went to Oklahoma to find out how they keep you safe during severe weather. That's coming up Monday at 5 on Kdka TV News.